Go ahead, Chanel.
Literally said never said
Well,
anything.
I just wanted to talk to Clout. I have a lot of experience with coaching and development, with management and leadership. And since you brought up management, I want you to know that I've had lots of conversations with managers that think like you, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I've had conversations with managers that think more on a leadership level. And when I say that, I'm not saying that because you have a title that you don't have the leadership skills. However, the difference in the results that happen from a manager that's a leader, they'll answer this. A leader will answer the same question every time, like it's the first time, and they can get that same question asked 10 times a day by different employees. And they're going to answer it like it was the first time they were asked that day. Then you have a manager who feels like they don't need to ask. I told them what to do. This is what they need to do. That manager makes it harder for themselves because now you don't want to question. You don't want to help this person understand why you want them to do that and why the purpose is for that to be done so that they can follow through with that vision and you don't have to keep telling them over and over again. Managers like you have to keep telling somebody over and over again because you don't want to explain nothing. You don't think you should
Never
be
said that.
asked a question. So now you have to be available every time. Do this, do that, do this, do that. And then if someone's asking why, maybe when you told them why, or if you explain that why, then they know that next time it happens again, they already know why they need to do it again without you telling them. So a lot of managers that think like you, they work a lot harder because they want to control everything. They don't want nobody to question nothing. This is what I said. You need to do it. So now you're putting yourself in a predicament where you want people to wait for you to tell them what to do versus someone that's going to take the time and answer that question just even in their mind, why are you asking me this? I told you to do it, but they're gonna answer it. Okay, I want you to do this because dot 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 dot.
Yeah.
And because of that, this is gonna make this happen. Understand? So now you're giving them the tools to think on their own and to move forward with what you told them, and they probably won't have to ask you again because now you helped them understand and they saw your vision.
All
Go
right,
ahead, DJ.
I have to. Let
Hold
me.
on,
I
Cloud.
just need
Hold on.
to. Can I
Cloud, Cloud,
respond, please?
Cloud,
Because, like,
Cloud. 1 second, Cloud. Go
bro,
ahead, DJ, and then let's get to M White. We got to shut the mic, Cloud.
Okay, so I think like when
bro.
we talk about being equal, we think that it means the same, and that's not what equal means. It just means to be of equal value. So even though we're not the same, we bring equal value to the table. It's just packaged differently. And I think when you tell someone that their opinion, I'll listen to it, but yeah, I don't want you questioning me too much, or you gotta, it it removes. It's kind of like how you have a when you look at the government, for example, how it has three branches. You got the executive, you got the judicial, and you got
You got
Congress, you
Congress,
got
you got
House.
House,
You got
you got
checks and balances for a reason, because sometimes we are flawed. Sometimes we may not see the full picture. Sometimes we need that other person to chime in and say, listen, honey, this is the way I see it at the angle that I see it. This is my concerns. Because even though you're saying that you're going to take the L, when you make a bad decision, the house takes the L. The children, the wife, the bank accounts, everybody takes the L with you. Yes, you might be the leader, so you may feel like you're getting the brunt of it, but everyone's getting the brunt of it. So I think that two heads is better than one, four eyes is better than two, and just lean into the fact that you have a partner that you could bounce things off of, and that's very valuable. And there's nothing wrong with listening and taking that in, and even possibly changing directions after, because that's also making your partner feel seen. I think resentment builds up when people don't feel seen in their relationship, men or women, when they don't feel heard, when they don't feel seen, when they don't feel like their voice matters. That builds resentment in a connection. So I think it's so important to not have your woman, because oftentimes we're already, as women, just existing, we're already, you know told to be quiet, that our opinion is not important, and that we don't matter. So why do we want to feel that when we come home? We want to feel like our man values the things that we have to say and our contribution because it's part of this household, the outcome.
Go ahead, MY.
So I kind of zoned out because I heard Clout when he first came on, and I don't know if y'all really realize it, but everything that y'all rebutted him with is literally what he said he instituted the entire time.
Fucking thank you.
The initial point he made, I think the example was one that it pushed the conversation to a point where you guys didn't really hear everything he was saying after that, because it might have sounded extreme to you, but that's not what he was saying. Clout, and stop me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna list off what I heard you say, and then you can stop me if I'm wrong. As a man, I assume all responsibility for my family. I take that valuable and proudly, and I responsibly take that. I understand my wife is important. She has information that I need, that I would cherish and respect her opinion. However, when it comes down to the last decision, so that we stay together on the same path, I will make that decision. But it will be based off the information that you've given me as well, with the idea that the collective good of the family will always be put to the forefront. That's all he was saying.
Yes.
I think we understand.
Thank you for listening, because honestly, like a lot of the stuff they said, like they brought in words that I never said, like entitled. Like I never said that anybody's entitled to authority. I literally only talked about the person who was given the authority having the authority. So it's not entitled, it's your title. If my title is manager and that's my job, then I literally said multiple times, there's nothing wrong with asking for suggestions. There's nothing wrong with giving input. And they took that to somehow mean don't say anything, when all I'm saying is don't question me on how to do my job. Question me on what you need to do, fulfill your role in this partnership, but don't question me on how to do my role in the partnership, because that's not your role, and you clearly won't ever understand that role the same way I could never understand your role. I would never question my wife on why she's breastfeeding the way she's breastfeeding, why she's soothing the child the way she's soothing the child. Why are you choosing to sing that lullaby to the baby? Like, what kind of like, to me, that's ridiculous. Like, I would leave the role that she dominates to her, because I respect and trust that she can handle it. I would never try to tell her how to manage the feminine role. And that's all I'm saying is, like, if you choose a man to fulfill the masculine role in your life, why would you undermine that? Why not just allow the man to to do the job you hired him for? That's on. If you hire me to be a cashier, let me count the cash. If you hire me to be the manager, let me manage the staff. Don't when I'm managing the staff, don't say, why are you managing the staff like that? Because you hired me to be the manager. That's why I'm hiring the staff. I'm managing the staff. Why am I hiring new workers? Because you made me the manager. That's my job. Let me do it. And I don't know how I can say. I feel like I'm speaking plain English, clear as day, and y'all are finding words to add in and scenarios to add in, and he don't want a woman to have nothing to say, and he want to subjugate us and put us in whips and chains. Like, I don't know what y'all are talking about, but y'all should understand that.
It was the examples.
Just imagine if it's this difficult, if this is this difficult to explain plain English to y'all. Just imagine how difficult it is on a day-to-day basis for someone to lead their home when they're getting this type of pushback on plain English. I didn't say none of the stuff y'all accuse me of saying. And anybody who's paying attention knows that.
But NY said things you didn't say either. So don't just say we said things.
Marcus literally said everything I said.
No, he didn't. No,
yeah,
no,
I'm telling you, he did. He did.
No, he didn't. He chose different words. He positioned it differently.
But the words he used still described what I said, not what he thought.
Every woman is shaking her head on this cast. The examples that you gave was comparing a manager to a worker.
You all are sensitive to words like boss, and you're all sensitive to words like authority, and the idea of seeing a black man in the position of boss or authority irritates y'all. I get it. That's the problem black men have been having with black women already. Yes, I already know y'all don't see us as authority. We already know this. This is why this space exists.
One mic.
Stated in the beginning, it was your examples. The best example you gave was the protector. The reason why we were able to hear, or most of the women on the panel were able to take in what White said opposed to what you said, Clout, it's just your delivery. It's the
example where the woman is benefited is, of course, the example that the women
Hold on, Clout.
Talked a lot. I'm just saying a little bit. It's just the examples.
that you gave, the way that he just positioned that people, we are able to take it in and dissect it. Like I stated, the one example you gave that applied to what we were talking about was the protecting one. The manager, the pilot, the bus driver, all of that does not apply. It is not coming across the way that you want it to come across. I understand what you're saying, but your examples are terrible. That's all.
All right, hold on, y'all.
For real, for real.
Can I finish my
Hold on, y'all. We got. Let me get
You
to
being
this.
sensitive to my examples doesn't mean
Hold
they're
on.
bad examples, but that's cool.